Hello and welcome. Today is a proud day for CRU and a significant milestone for the counselling and psychotherapy professions. We are delighted to mark the launch of the Standards of Proficiency and criteria for education and training programmes for both counsellors and psychotherapists. Regulation will build greater public trust and ensure consistency in the delivery of safe, high-quality practice. It has long been called for by both counsellors and psychotherapists and from the people these professions care for. Their publication marks a key step on that journey towards regulation. We're delighted to recognise and celebrate this important moment for the public, for the professions and for CRU.
Counsellors and psychotherapists play a vital role in our society. Through our work, we support people through professional challenges, personal challenges, emotional distress and times of deep vulnerability. Our work includes helping someone navigate a crisis, manage long-term mental health difficulties, or build resilience for the future. It is work that changes lives. Regulation is not about changing the nature of the service and care we offer. It is about recognising its value and ensuring high standards consistently underpin its delivery. By setting clear and consistent standards for entry to the professions, CRU is reinforcing public trust and helping us to ensure that those who are most vulnerable receive safe care. This is a positive and welcome step forward. It is grounded in the professionalism and compassion already at the heart of our work. Regulation has long been called for, and we welcome this important milestone in establishing regulatory education standards for counsellors and psychotherapists.
CRU is Ireland's regulator for health and social care professionals. Our job is to protect the public. We do this by making sure people working in these professions meet high standards of education, training and professional behaviour. We're already regulating 12 professions and are working towards the regulation of others, including counsellors and psychotherapists. In 2017, the Minister for Health decided that counselling and psychotherapy should be regulated, recognising the important and sensitive nature of the work these professionals do. The Counsellors and Psychotherapists Registration Board was established in 2019. The board is responsible for setting the standards that people must meet to enter and remain in the professions. This includes standards for education, training and professional conduct. Although it is one board, it will maintain two separate registers. One will be for counsellors and the other for psychotherapists. This reflects the distinct nature of each profession. The board's role is to ensure that any practitioner joining either of the registers is safe, competent and prepared to practice in a way that protects the public. These professions have developed in different ways over time, with many different training paths and approaches. That variety has real strengths, but it has also made it more important to create a clear and consistent framework going forward. That's what regulation is about. Making sure that no matter where someone trained or what approach they use, they meet the same minimum standards to practice safely. Today's launch brings us one step closer to making that a reality.
Today we are publishing two sets of documents, one for counsellors and another for psychotherapists. The first one, the Standards of Proficiency, define the minimum knowledge and skills required for entry onto the register. The second one, the criteria for education and training programmes, are the requirements set by the Registration Board on how a professional education and training programme is designed and managed. The criteria are used to ensure that a programme has a system in place to consistently and effectively produce graduates that meet the standards of proficiency for the profession. These documents set regulatory requirements, distinct from the guidance that may come from professional or accrediting bodies. They are foundational to ensuring consistency, safety and quality across both professions. The public consultation held during the last months of 2023 saw significant engagement from stakeholders. Feedback came from individuals, educators, professional bodies and members of the public. The views shared were wide-ranging and at times divergent, representing different opinions and perspectives across both professions. As a board, we took time to carefully review and assess the content of the feedback we received. We listened to the concerns, considered the suggestions, and weighed the different perspectives against our core responsibility, public protection. Ultimately, we acted in what we believe are the best interests of the public. The final documents reflect not only our regulatory and professional experience, but also the valuable input of those who took part in the process. We are grateful to everyone who contributed to this.
The standards and criteria set out the clear requirements that individuals must meet to enter the professions of counselling and psychotherapy. These documents define what safe and effective practice looks like and explain what education providers must deliver to prepare future professionals.
A key part of the board's work has been recognising the differences between these two professions. These are set out in the standards of proficiency for each profession. Based on the standards, we have set distinct threshold qualification levels, Level 8 on the National Framework of Qualifications for Counsellors and Level 9 for psychotherapists. In terms of practice education, both professions must complete a minimum of 200 hours in direct therapeutic engagement with service users during their training. At least 60 of those hours must be formally assessed. The board has also clarified what is meant by direct therapeutic engagement and revised the terminology used in response to stakeholder feedback. This ensures that what is being asked is both clear and meaningful.
The standards and criteria published by the board reflect the different types of work each profession does at entry to practice. Counsellors typically engage in focused, time-limited work with defined presenting issues. Psychotherapists are trained to work on matters of longer-term psychological distress, often involving deeper emotional processes. Overall, the standards and criteria give a strong and clear framework for education providers while ensuring that future registrants are ready to practice safely, ethically and effectively. This is a moment worth marking, but the journey is ongoing. There is more work to do before the registers can open, but each step brings us closer, and we are committed to working with you every step of the way. You'll find detailed FAQs on the Carew website, covering both the standards and criteria, as well as broader questions about regulation. As I have mentioned, the journey is ongoing. I encourage you all to follow our progress on our social media channels and on our website, carew.ie. Thank you.